Hello, I'm going to be talking about some good things that have been going on in my life as of lately, and just some small improvements, going through the list of things that I have been writing down. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is Duncan Alderdice, and the reason I'm making these videos is to document the journey I take as I become who I am by making small improvements to my life every single day as a sales executive that wants to start a business. So, first item of business, because this is a habit that I've been trying to increase the amount of dials and demos when I tell the people who are watching right here, that activity goes up. 86 dials on the day, kind of low. However, 2 demos booked, one of which was through LinkedIn, naturally from one that I followed up with and held that demo today as well. And then another demo was booked through the phone. Follow-up, that scheduled call is for Monday. Now, that is a natural kind of segue into the same, one of the good things that has been going well is focusing on doing a same day or next day booking when it comes to appointments and demos that I book for myself. Show rate for same day, like one was today, technically I did yesterday, was a lot higher, and therefore the conversation is better, and the person that's top of mind, they're showing up. There's potential for this one to close. They suggested the follow-up. They did have a hard stop at 11:30 when we had the call, but they started the call earlier. It was more involved than they had anticipated, but it ultimately led to a good outcome. Kind of thing, and there's potential interest, so we're happy with that. You can't close everyone in one call, but at least that's there. But at least they showed up, so I can say that it was done. Rather, I just don't want to get no-showed anymore, even if it's a bad demo and it's not even a good fit. Better if it's a no-show. As well as there's a video that was recently uploaded. I don't know how recently, but it was just something in the title said anxiety, like video on reducing anxiety sort of thing. There's 3 different people who commented. One of them I think is a person that is in the YouTube mastermind that I'm in, but then there's another one, there's the other 2 are actual people, and then so I'm curious whether, because what I'm trying to figure out is who is the avatar of the person that I'm trying to speak to right here, who resonates most deeply with the videos, because whoever resonates most deeply with the videos, then I have built most trust with. Those people that I built trust with, I can help a portion of those achieve something, and then that's what I can charge for, is like that sort of coaching kind of thing. But then so that's the person who's in pain. Someone who trusts me in pain will listen to me, and therefore there will be an mutual exchange of value, and what I hope is that a disproportionate exchange of value, like what I get is disproportionate into what I give, for the me giving being way more kind of thing. But so just in terms of sort of pain points going, how do you reduce anxiety, specifically in relation to the goals that you're making? What I need to do that I haven't done yet, that I really should have done, is watch the video and seen what it is that I'm talking about, so that I can see what that is. But I'm going, okay, so ways that you can reduce anxiety in terms of what you're looking out for is if you have anxiety is as a consequence of not knowing where you are. So you have no map, where do I go from here? Oh fuck, everything's a threat, pretty much. I'm anxious, I don't know what to do, too many things to choose. So if you have a list of things to do, then it's okay, here's a map of what I can do. I now can apply this to the field, the perceptual world that's around me. And navigate it effectively, which is a lot more effective. Which puts your emotions at rest, because it's no, this is familiar to some degree. Which then kind of connects with the goal setting course, what that gets, and as well with the identity course, because it's I don't know what to do, that's causing anxiety. I don't know who I am, that's causing anxiety. You can solve both those problems. See, it's interesting because I feel like the progress I could be making on this sort of thing could be faster, but maybe it's taking this long because it's taking this long. How long has it really been taken? Sometimes I'm thinking the experience I'm getting can only be earned through living. Here's what I mean by that, is in order to have 5 years experience in something, you need to have done the thing for 5 years. You can't shortcut that. You can learn from people and the lessons people have learned after having 5 years experience in doing it, but it's very different, especially on a visceral level, but it's a different perspective you gain from actually going through the 5 years. There's a more personal sort of thing. I'm losing the thought. I'm going to move to the next one because I'm boring myself. We have a new subscriber, which is actually fantastic. That was yesterday, but I didn't bring it up because we're talking about other things. If you want to bring up their name is, hold on. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. If you want to get a shout out for subscribing, you can subscribe or leave a comment down below. But really, you have to have your subscribers public in order for me to see the notifications. So sometimes I see the subscriber count go up, but I don't know who it is. So if you want to get a shout out, make that shit public. So that's pretty cool. Thanks for subscribing once again. As well as, so my sales manager, who's no longer my sales manager, but is an account executive whose name is Mark. He closed a platinum, huge deal today, on his first month back as an account executive. And the thing that he brought up is a self-booked through LinkedIn that he said was using the opening message and framework that I had been using for my own LinkedIn prospecting, which is awesome because he was going like, hey, fucking thanks for doing this out. But what was even cooler, I'm just more internally thinking, is going like, okay, there's proof that I actually know shit. Going like, okay, so that concept is a piece of information that actually is useful, that I can then be like, hey, are you struggling at LinkedIn prospecting? It's more going like, okay, after a year of doing sales in a more rigorous sort of thing, I've learned something and can go like, okay, if you're gonna pick me versus someone who's never done any sort of prospecting before, you should pick me, not just because I've done it for a year and been shit at it for a year, but I actually have learned something and can demonstrate that and articulate that in a valuable way that is more than just random. It's not like, well, I'm confident talking to people. It's like, no, I know a more effective way at making people more receptive to things. And I think it's more going, okay, but it is a piece of information that isn't unique. Like, I can distinguish it from me. It's going like, okay, the LinkedIn prospecting is, I'm using that message, but it's not me or something that I am is the reason why it's succeeding. It's because that's actually a useful tool, so that I can go like, you can abstract me out and use this tool, apply it to your context, and it will work, and it was effective at doing so. Again, everything has to occur after, but in terms of the piece of like getting the person to be receptive to the conversation, it is effective in doing so. That's cool that I actually know that. As well as the other thing is, so at work, the company I work for, which we sell an exclusive qualified lead system for financial advisors. One of the struggles that is going on right now is getting demos through marketing that are the quality demos. And there's a bunch of sort of problems with that. But one thing that I have vocalized and made a direct message to the marketing team or the marketing head, for the person who's in charge of marketing, is giving my feedback, going like, hey, this isn't really working. These are like what are different sort of ways. But so I think the point that I'm making is, when you complain about something and then and there is change, you need to reinforce the good behavior and the change as a consequence of that. And that's the more effective way, I guess, persuading someone, or like creating the change that you'd like. Because the new email copy has something to the effect, like there's a couple sentences that make it more context. We'll just throw that out of the way. Current copy of emails is leading to people think it's an interviews, or they're unaware that it's a sales meeting. That sucks, because when I get on the call, then it's like, well, there's no trust, or the person, like, we're not on the same page of why we're talking. That's not good. So I'm going like, hey, can we change this? The new email copy sort of thing has a couple lines that make it like, it's pretty clear. It doesn't say like, this is how much we cost, or we are a paid service, but it calls to activities and pain points of someone who has used a similar but differently structured service with worse things there. That make that more clear. So when someone replies to it and we have the meeting, and we shall see if that is the case, we will at least be on the same page. And that doesn't mean if we're on the same page, they're gonna close. But it's a lot easier to have an effective sales conversation with somebody who understands that it's a sales meeting than someone who thinks that it's just a free handout or a job interview. Like, turning those people into clients, a lot harder, then turning us, like figuring out whether the person you're talking to is mutually going like, I have this problem, I'm looking for a solution. I'm trying to figure out whether your solution to this sort of problem is the solution I would like to solve the problem that I'm actually suffering with. But again, going like, just it's the, when I see things that I like, then going like, hey, that's good, I like that, more of this. Because then, like, I mean, like it's what would you, how would you like someone to interact with you? Like, do you want someone to just bring up the fact that you're making mistakes? Like, this is what they don't like and then nothing more? Or like, if they say like, hey, this part sucks, and then you do something different and it's better, and they're like, hey, this is really good. Like, that feels better. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, I'd like to know what's actually working, because at the same team, at the end of the day, we're both in different departments, but on the same team with the same goal of like growing the business. So it's like, hey, like we're working together. If this is a better sort of thing, which leads to better conversations, it's like I want to reinforce that as much as possible. And instead of just doing it in like a group context and just like complaining to the ether, which is complaining to nobody, because nobody listens to. If you say something in a group setting, no one thinks it applies to them. If you say something in a one-on-one setting, like, well, they know it applies to them because it's they're the only audience to the message. So that's fun. What else? No, I think that's it. Clementine Club, thanks. Oh, that's what it is. It's now I don't have to have the air conditioning on. Like, that kitchen window is open, the bedroom window is open, one of the living room windows are open, so it's nice and fresh and clean and fresh air feel in here, and not blistering hot / cold in this room since the air conditioning is blasted. But with all that said, we're still having a cool, fun, flipping time. Clementine Club, thanks for sticking around as always, and remember to believe in yourself, because you're more capable of doing great things than you give yourself credit. I'll talk to you later.